It's decision day. The polls open for 2 more hours, and already hundreds of thousands of people across the state have made their voices heard.
Among the voters, the men who want to lead our state. Governor Rick Snyder and challenger Mark Schauer have both filled out their ballots in what may end up being the closest governor's race in our state in decades. Now at 6, we're talking to both candidates live.
Welcome to our Decision 2014 headquarters. We'll be bringing you live coverage throughout the evening as the results come in. Hi, everybody. I'm Brian Sterling.
And I'm Marley Ginter. We have crews spread out all across the state covering the biggest races. We start right now in Detroit, where we are talking live with both candidates for governor.
24-hour News 8's Susan Shaw anchors our coverage from Detroit.
That's right, you guys. I'm live at the Renaissance Center right now, and I'm standing here with Governor Rick Snyder. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Oh, it's great to be with you.
Tell us a little. Good. Glad to be here in Detroit tonight. Tell me a little bit about your confidence level going into the results tonight.
No, I feel confident. I'm proud of the record we've achieved over the last 4 years. Look at the comeback in Michigan. And if you look at Michigan today compared to 4 years ago, we've come so much farther and faster than people thought. But let's keep it going. And that's what the second term's all about.
Right. So you had a strong lead initially in the polls. That's tightened up quite a bit. Is there anything you would have done differently in the campaign to this point?
No, I'm proud of our campaign. We ran a positive campaign, talking about solutions, talking about common sense answers, and talking about Michigan's future. Too often in politics, as you've seen from my opponent, it was all about blame and fighting and negative things. I'm a positive person. Relentless positive action is my motto. I'm going to stick to it.
Okay. What do you think was your biggest challenge having to do with this campaign?
Well, getting over the lies. Again, the lies from the other side with respect to saying I cut education when in fact I added over $1 billion more for K-12 for state dollars. It's tough when you have to overcome just bad information that the voters hear over and over again.
If you get reelected tonight, you've got 4 years under your belt. What's the first thing that you want to do in your second term?
Well, even before I get to that, I'd like to get a road funding solution put in place in lame duck. And then for a second term, the key thing is career tech education and the skilled trades. We've got tens of thousands of great, well-paying jobs out there. I want to get people connected into those, and there's so many wonderful jobs waiting. Let's make that happen with our community colleges and our intermediate school districts.
Okay. Governor Rick Snyder, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Let's send things over to Leon Hendricks right now in the Schauer camp. Leon?
Sue, good evening. As you know, for midterm elections, the major issue for Democrats is all about turnout. That's why we're not at the party over at the MGM Hotel, because the polls are still open. You're still on the campaign trail. Yep. Here we are with candidate Mark Schauer. Good to have you with us. How are you feeling at this hour?
I feel great. Turnout has been very strong. We've planned 20 stops throughout the state today to talk to voters. Started in Battle Creek at 6:30 a.m., as I've always started. And you know, people are ready for change. You know, people have seen Rick Snyder's policies work for those at the top, but not most Michiganders. And my vision is all about building a Michigan and building an economy that works for regular people.
If you're elected tonight, what are you doing first day?
It's public education. That is my #1 priority. The key to a good job is good education. We've got to restore the cuts to the classroom that occurred with Rick Snyder. I want to repeal the Snyder job-killing pension tax, provide middle-class tax cuts, but it really starts with education.
Anything you'd change about the campaign you've run so far?
Not a thing. I mean, my campaign has been about the people. We have built something pretty special here where I think people feel a real sense of ownership and a sense of hope that we can do things differently and create a Michigan that works for everyone, not just for the few.
All right. Candidate Mark Schauer.
Great.
Best of luck to you. Thank you for joining us live right now. We're going to send it back to you.
All right, and political reporter Rick Alvin joining us now. And Rick, the governor's race, obviously it appears tight. Which counties are you going to be paying attention to tonight?
Boy, you know, Oakland and Macomb counties are always the big deal, but we've got a great piece of technology to watch this important race. And how important is it that we have both of the major party candidates off the top of our 6 o'clock? But come over here with me, if you will, because I want you to take a look at this. Brian and Marley, this is what we call our temperature map. There's not a lot of manipulating I can do to it now because the polls are still open and there are no results. But as the results start coming in over in some of these pivotal counties, we'll be able to go in and say, for example, what's going on in Macomb County right now just turns up green and all the counties are a white or an opaque color. But as the results start to come in, the counties will be either red or blue, denoting that they're either voting more heavily for governor for the Republican or for the Democrat. And we'll be able to go through all of the counties and take a look and see where they are. For example, this is Wayne County down here. We can bet that one's going to be blue. Here's Ottawa County out here. My bet would be it will be very red before the night's over, and we will have the totals too. Now, we've used this in the past, but it's never been more important than it is this year. Why? Because we have higher voter totals expected across the entire state. Some counties we know that will mean higher turns out. In Wayne County, for example, perhaps more Democrats. Higher turnouts in some of these other areas might not be as clear. So we can tell by looking at this map and also using some other technology that we have by people looking at certain precincts all around here exactly where this race is going. We're going to be all over it tonight, just like we have been for the past several months. Looking forward to what should be a really big night, guys.